In this video, I'm going to be completing every single Black Ops 4 Easter egg in 2025 for the first time. After completing every single Easter egg in Black Ops 6, our modern zombies, I was kind of left in a state of, I want more, and what can we do to get to the point where I'm satisfied with completing all of these Easter eggs? And Black Ops 6 wasn't quite a satisfying feeling to finish them off. I mean, of course, there's some good and some bad in each of these Black Ops 6 maps, but what really intrigues me is the potential of Black Ops 4. I played Black Ops 4 in its prime. I was more of a multiplayer type of player back at whenever this game was in its prime, so I didn't get the chance to complete every single Black Ops 4 Easter egg. So I think this is a phenomenal time to get back into Black Ops 4 and complete all of these Easter eggs and maybe even see how it stacks up to modern zombies. So in this video, I'm not only going to be completing every single Black Ops 4 Easter egg, but I'm also going to be ranking them and giving you my thoughts and opinions on each and every one of them, as well as maybe even comparing them to Black Ops 6 zombies and our modern zombies formula. So I'm excited to get into this. So let's spice things up a little bit. For each of these maps, I'm going to give myself 5 attempts to beat each one. So that means I only have one redo. And if I do go over that 5, that means I have to do whatever the punishment says in the top like comment. So make sure you go down to the comments and leave a comment on what I should do as the punishment. So of course, we're going to start with Dead of the Night. So Dead of the Night is one of those maps that I didn't play like at all. So this is going to be my like second or third playthrough. I've never got Pack-a-Punch. I don't know how to get Pack-a-Punch. So I'm going to have to go pretty close to the guide here. And for the guide that I'm using, I am going to use Jolts because he just like a quick little shout out. He's the man. He's very straightforward, and he just explains things pretty well. So that's what I'm going to be using. So to start out this game, I know that you're going to need a bunch of parts is what I've been hearing. So I'm just going to hug some walls and try to find some things that I can use throughout this Easter egg, like the shield or whatever it is. So the other night was one of those things that I really never gave a fair shot. I've always just been like, oh, this is a stupid map. I don't like it very much because the first times I played this, I had no idea about anything on the layout. It was super confusing, the layout. And I will say it is confusing. Yes, it is very confusing. So either way, I'm excited to get into this and actually learn the map. So we're going to make our way down here to the wine cellar and find right here is the first of our there's a part right here, but it is the first of our Pack-a-Punch crystals that we have to feed. So we're going to feed, I think, 4 zombies here, and then we have to gaze into it, and it will give us a challenge. So I think that's our 4th. Yeah, that was our 4th. Okay, so let's see what we got. We have a doll. So I don't know exactly where it is, so I'm going to just run around and find it myself. I'm not going to rewind the guide again. So it is the doll. So we got to find the doll in this mansion. We got to look through every 5,865 spawns for paintings in this map. So let's find it. So as it turns out, playing this map twice and thinking you know the layout is probably not the best idea. I cannot find this doll. So I've been kind of running with my head cut off for a while. Oh, there's a doll right here. So now we have to escort it to a certain statue, and it's gonna blow up this statue, and I'm gonna get a fork from it. Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense because being a science philosopher like I am, you definitely get forks from ghosts breaking statues and stuff. So I mean that makes perfect sense on a quantum level as well. It's a typical zombie step. So either way, it's probably not going to make sense a lot of the time. So it looks like we're going down to the cellar here, or no, she's just going to sit there. So it looks like we have just about made it to the fork statue, or oh, she just kind of disappeared. Oh, okay. So it's just going to spawn there. It wasn't quite a fork statue. It was a fork pot. So we have that fork. So now we have to head over to another crystal so we can get that second challenge done. And to be honest, that felt like an Easter egg step. So that just kind of tells you that this map is a little complex. So I think it's in here. So we're gonna look. Okay, there it is. Already got that one. So gotta feed this one souls, and we'll see what the challenge is after. I mean, I fed it souls already, so it might be done. Okay, it is. So next challenge, we have the clock. So this one, you have to go up to a certain clock around the map, and then it's going to display a circle on the ground, and you have to stand in it, and you have to wait for it to strike 12. So I know there's a clock down here, just right here. So hopefully it's this one. It is not. So we got to go find another clock around the map. I'm not quite sure where they all are. So I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to probably just run around with my head cut off and act like I know where I'm going. So I did manage to find the shield parts by just kind of touching the walls everywhere. But I have managed to find the clock. So we have this step. We got to just stand on here, and we don't have to kill zombies, but I am going to here just so I don't die. I am at 50, so it should be all right though. I'm not spawning in. But yeah, we have to stand on this and wait for it to go up to 12. And then after that, it should drop me a fork through the clock. So that after this one, this will be our second of the Pack-a-Punch challenges down, and then we have one more to go, and then we can kind of get going with the Easter egg a little bit and get going with the wonder weapon as well. Fork acquired. Now I've located the third and final of the crystals, and this challenge is the Vampiretron. So whenever I get these souls in, I have to go find a certain perk that is going to flash to me, and then I have to kill some vampires by it, and that will get our third and final fork, and then we can go unlock Pack-a-Punch. So after a few decades of running around the map, I found the perk. So now I just have to kind of just sit here and defend it almost, or I just have to sit in the area and kill some zombies, right? Or vampires, I guess. But this is kind of like my first encounter with the vampires, or Nosferatus, or whatever you want to call them. Sticky situation there, but I've heard people complain about these a lot, and I mean, so far there haven't been anything crazy. I mean, I don't know exactly what they do. I kind of have to figure that out as we keep going here, or they just might be like faster or something. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so they do some damage, or do they prevent me from? There's my final key, but do they prevent me from regenning? Is that what they do? I think that might be what they do. So yeah, that's the third fork anyways, so we can go ahead and unlock Pack-a-Punch now, but the guide does tell me that we can do some other stuff before we do that, so let's go ahead and figure out what that is. So before we actually do open up Pack-a-Punch, he said that we should make silver bullets, so I'm not going to have you guys watch me pick up 65 parts for silver bullets. I mean, yes, it kind of sucked because I don't know the map, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, maybe on my like third playthrough it would be kind of annoying, but I mean, I'm still learning, and it was kind of dopamine, I guess. I mean, it wasn't anything like a crazy adventure or anything, but it gave me something to do, and that's kind of like what I like out of these maps. So maybe I am kind of heating up to this map. There is a lot to do. So I do like those type of maps. So now we unlock Pack-a-Punch by putting all three of these forks that we got through the challenges, for the crystal challenges, and then we have to kill a werewolf, and then he's gonna drop some stuff, and then we got to pick it up. I believe it's for the wonder weapon is what he drops. We're gonna run back. I've never even seen this area before, so it's kind of like a new place for me. So I mean, it looks pretty cool down here. Where is he? Oh, okay. So here's a werewolf. I mean, what he did say is that Spitfire is very good against him. I mean, so far it looks all right. I mean, he's like pausing and stuff, I guess. Okay, so he's dead now, but this is kind of like a tight cornered area, so I would like to get out of here. I'm gonna pick that up and try to get out. Oh, I'm cornered. Okay, so I took my first down. I'm not gonna throw anything. I promise I won't. So I will say, as I'm going through this map and kind of just seeing it a little more, and now that we unlock that area I haven't seen before, Dead of the Night gives me like really strong Halloween vibes, and I really like that. Now we have to go through and gaze into these crystals again, but anyways, it gives me really strong Halloween vibes, and I'm a guy who really likes Halloween, and especially the outside areas. I mean, inside looks fine. It looks fine in here. It looks like just a regular mansion. I mean, what do you want? But outside it looks really sweet. And I've heard people say that the outside doesn't even look that great and it looks gray, which I don't really understand. I kind of like the greenish and bluish tint that they give the outside. Makes it feel like Halloween, and I like it. It really complements the vibes, especially in here. It's a very orange, white, and red tint and saturation. It really complements very well. So now that we have the Alistairs fully, we can actually get started on the overall Easter egg. I haven't really used the Alistairs fully. I think I got it out of the box the second time I ever played this map, the second time ever that I played this map. But so now we have to go bash this right here and grab this other part. I believe it's for the upgrade for the Alistairs fully, which is, I'm going to consider that part of the Easter egg, yes. So now that we have all of the parts for the first upgrade, we're going to go over to this little greenhouse here, and then we have to put it into a machine, and then we get our first upgrade. So I mean, round 10 we have our first upgrade. I'm not quite sure how the pacing of that is, if it's good or not. I gotta look around for actually where I have to put this. Okay, so I put it in here, and then I have to wait a couple seconds, and it's gonna come out the other end. So I'm just gonna train up a little bit and then wait. So there's the part right here, and this will be the first time I've ever upgraded this at all. I mean, I've used the gun once in one of the 2 playthroughs I ever had, but I never upgraded it. So this will be my first time, and I believe I built it right here in the Chaos Theory. I've heard some pretty good things about this, like on the 3rd upgrade, that it turns out to be pretty good. So I'm excited to get to that point, but as for now, I think that we can do a couple steps with this variant, and then I think I have to upgrade it again for some other steps along the line of this Easter egg. And now we really kick off the Easter egg here. We have to shoot this thing on top of this building right here with the silver bullets, and that will like shoot this little orb thing. But yeah, we are actually started on the Easter egg now. We're around 11. That's the thing with these Black Ops 4 maps, is you end up in these Easter eggs at super high rounds. Like in older games like Black Ops 3, you can do a lot of those Easter eggs at a lower round. But here in Black Ops 4, you have to advance a lot of rounds. So we're at round 11. I'm not quite sure what round I think roughly that we're going to get to the boss fight or close to it. Hopefully it's not like too high. I would like to stay under 40. So we'll see what happens. But now I think we have to do the first step with this big statue. So I think we have to go over to these little panels things and have to turn them at a certain angle. Boom. Okay, so here they are. So we have to turn each of these for a certain light to start shining a different way. And we are half health already. But yeah, you have to align these inside of this little globe thing on Atlas's head, so that none of them are shining outside of the globe. So these shines you have to block with the metal frames. And boom, I think we have it there. Yes, okay, so we got the quote, and so that is the first step for the statue done. So his head is gonna drop. So the next step, we have to find these little symbols corresponding with scratch marks, and I think that one of them is under here. And yeah, so we got the little squid arms, I guess, here. So now we have to actually look around this room for a certain amount of scratch marks. This step is really dumb. I do not like this step at all. How do people even find this, to be honest? Like, how do you even know that there's rooms around the map you have to add up scratch marks around? I mean, it's kind of weird. If I seen the scratch mark on it, I would have just assumed that, oh, it's just a scratch mark. It's there for aesthetic, which is probably why I am not one of the first in the world to get Easter eggs done. But man, I don't understand how people even find this type of stuff. But this is one of the steps on here so far that I really don't think I'm going to enjoy at all. It sounds a little bit tedious and a little bit difficult, but we'll get it done eventually. And hopefully it's before round 80. So it was before round 80, but not before I lost my sanity. So now that we have all 3 of these symbols, I have to put them in order from least to highest in this little machine here. So we are on our last symbol, and I believe it's right here. So I think that should be good, and it is. Okay, so I am very glad I got that done first step. because I really did not want to do that again with a whole separate spawning thing. Now I have to bash this whenever it stops with the shield, just like that. And then I have to go electrocute my shield and then bash the bottom of the little cannon thing up there. So now that we have this, we have to go bash it. And then after that, I believe we are ready for the first of the 3 lockdowns we have to do. So instead of doing that, we're going to summon this little guy and we're going to kill him for the wonder weapon upgrade. We're going to do that before. So now this is a Crimson Nosferatu, so not quite the regular variants I've been seeing. I'm not quite sure what he does differently. I think he's just probably a little more stronger. It does the same things that the regular vampires do, just at a bigger rate and more strong rate. So it does look like there's a million vampires spawning right now. I would like to get out of there. So we did get that one part, but now we're back for the lockdown. So we're just going to get this done real fast just because he said that we can do it instantly. I was going to just wait before I had a little more ammo, but now that we can, I'm just going to do it. So we're going to go ahead and start the first lockdown. I am kind of short on ammo, so hopefully I am not fucked. But I do have some elixirs here that will help me through this a little bit. I have full powers. I have 20 ammo in my reserve right now for the Spitfire. He did say rot in the back with the wonder weapon and just spam it, but I do not have any wonder weapon shots. I probably shouldn't have activated this lockdown, but we'll be able to make it through with these. Maybe we'll be able to make it through. We got a million vampires here. So this is one of the first of the 4 werewolves, I believe, I'm gonna have to kill. So I am probably gonna have to pop another full power if I can. I don't know if I can because I already used one, but I'll figure something out, man. I have a refreshment too, so either way I'll be fine. I just have one more pop of my specialist, so I think we should be good here. Just gotta wait for it to go. Okay, there he is. I'm gonna pop it, and then we have our specialist gonna finish this guy off. I think this is our last one, so I think that should be the lockdown complete. I will get a max ammo. It is, so I will get a max ammo for that. So that is nice. So we're gonna go ahead and go over here and grab it. And then that brings us to our second of the 3 challenges. So we're kind of moving along. It's round 17. It is kind of high of a round, but I think we should be all right. We're gonna finish what we started and shoot these lanterns for this next step of the wonder weapon. We got some zombies here, but we have to shoot this reddish tint on these lanterns along these staircases here. And I think we have to do it 4 times in a relatively quick succession, I believe, but we're gonna keep trying it. These lanterns this step is kind of weird because they all kind of have a reddish tint almost. It's kind of weird. Is this it? Or maybe? I can't exactly tell. I mean, there's no other ones that we can unless there's one over here or something. But I mean, this step is a little weird so far. I mean, the color difference is so little that it's kind of hard to tell. I'm gonna see if there's other ones back here. It doesn't really look like it. I'm not too sure where the other one is, unless I'm just like missing it and this is red right here, or that's red. I mean, that one's less red than the other one, I guess. And they kind of all look the same. I'm gonna go around and see if it's back on the other side. Maybe they despawn or something if you don't do it as fast. That wasn't one, but let's see what we have. Okay, those 2 are not on. We have this one. This kind of looks red. I'm gonna try it. Okay, nothing happened. Did I do it wrong? I'm gonna try that one. No. I'm gonna try this one. No. Okay, so they all kind of look the same. So we gotta figure this out. Okay, so this one is definitely red. I'm gonna shoot that one. Okay, that worked. That one's pretty red too. I'm gonna shoot that one. Maybe one more is what we have. Okay, that one is red. Okay, now I kind of can see it. Okay, we got that one to spawn, so we got that step done. Now we just have to shoot him out of the air, and then he'll drop a part, I believe, for the next upgrade. I think that's it, though. I think after I get this one, that might be it for the steps for the wonder weapon. So I was wrong. We do have one more. We have to kill a zombie with the first charge shot on top of it, and then we have to kill a zombie with the brain rot effect on it afterwards. So and then they're gonna like dig it up. So hopefully it just works right here. But there's 3 different spawns in here. I might die. No, we're good. Oh, okay. So Anyways, but there's 3 main spawns in here of these dig sites, and you have to get the zombie to dig it up, which is not really working right now, and I'm gonna die. I'm not quite sure why that didn't work, but I'm gonna keep trying next round. I hope to not advance a million rounds on this step, because that would be stupid. Surely I won't. Surely I'll get this pretty fast, right? Quick update, these zombies are actually terrorists, and they don't want me to complete this step. So we have advanced around. I mean, look at this. It's right on top of there. This is complete delinquent activity, and I'm not gonna stand for it. So I will be calling Treyarch in like 5 minutes, and then we'll get it figured out. I'm gonna cut to me beating this step after I call Treyarch and Jason Blundell and give them a piece of my mind. Hey Jason, I'm on Dead of the Night right now, and I am not being able to unlock this little step here. It's actually the step where you have to brain rot a zombie on a dig site in the middle of the forest. So if you're not gonna fix that, I'm probably gonna like come to your house and maybe like do a couple things. So if you can help me here, that would be cool.
So my question is, what is your favorite unsolved zombie cipher? Which game map is it from? Thanks then.
Actually, that doesn't really answer what I wanted you to answer. So I'm gonna have to do the latter. So I'm gonna figure this out myself, and I'm also gonna figure out every entry point into your house. So 5 rounds later, I have actually gotten the part. That's the worst step of this Easter egg so far. I have no idea. I have no clue why that was so difficult and why that was not working. It was a waste of 5 rounds is what that was. I had to stop and I had to get ammo and I had to do whatever to redo that step. So now we are actually able to upgrade this fully now and then carry on with the Easter egg. After finally getting the wonder weapon, we can move on. So now we're at the step where we have to shoot each of these trees with this wonder weapon, and it's going to drop a branch, and we have to do this 5 times throughout this graveyard, and then we have to go up to it and interact. Now we're in the hell part of this, so we're going to come out of this in a certain mode, and then we have to go search the map for this ghost that we have to lure back to this, and then she's going to reveal a stone, and that's going to be boom already to the second lockdown. So here's a stone, we're going to reveal it, and then we're going to finish this lockdown, and then we can get to that third one. So but the strategy for this one is that we sit in here, put the fire core in there, and then you start it, and then you don't have to worry about your back, and you can just kill zombies from this area. The first 30 seconds should be pretty easy this way, and then after that we have to kill those 4 werewolves, and then they're going to drop whatever we need next, and then we can finally get to that third lockdown and get done with this Easter egg. We're already on round 26. I mean, we still have quite a bit to go. We have the next one is the night step, so we have that to go, and then we can finally get into that boss fight. After killing all 4 of the werewolves in that second lockdown, we bring us to this step right here. You have to light the flame here. You get a blue flame, and you have to bash 4 different fireplaces around the map in a certain order in order for this next part to go well. So what you have to do is you have to bash each of these 4 in the specific order, of course, and then it will drop a stone on the last one if you do it correctly. And when you pick up that stone, you have to do this 2 more times, and then when you have those 3 stones, you bring them around the map and they spawn in nights. So 5 rounds later, we finally have this final stone. It's right behind me. I'm gonna try not to die. But anyways, that step was pretty fun. Even though it did fail it a couple times, it was pretty fun. And now you have to drag them through the forest here, and then they lock into place. And then when you have all 3, which I should, and then they spawn in knights that you have to periodically get kills around them, and then they will go to the pack punch after each time. So let's go ahead and get that done, and then we are on the boss fight. So unfortunately, in that last run, I did take it down at the end, and that was my first attempt that I screwed up. So now
what'd you do if you beat
we have to go flawless through every single map after this. So I'm not sure how good that's going to be. So. But on this run, as you can see in the top left, we're on round 19, which is so much quicker than the last round. I got comfortable with the map, and now we have to spawn here, triangle. We have to
Why does
kill
my guy
this
keep
wolf.
talking about
But
his
yeah,
belly?
I got comfortable with the map, and I
my
remembered
belly,
kind of
so
what you have to
gas
do and kind of how to optimize it a little bit better. And so yeah, we're on round 19, and this is my second attempt. So now throughout this, we have to be flawless. So in this boss fight, we have to be flawless in order for me to survive this challenge. So we are here in the boss fight. So this
And
kind of how this
invisible.
one works is there is an invisible werewolf, and around the map are these little lights that you have to align with this green square. In the first phase, it is visible, but in the third phase, you cannot see this green square, and you have to just kind of guess where it is. But on this, it's pretty easy. You just have to kind of run around, and you have to make kind of like a circle, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now. We're gonna go in here, and we're gonna wait for him to come, shoot a shot, throw a Munculus, and then he's gonna come in here, and then we're gonna just blast him up with the Spitfire, which the Spitfire in the guide, he said it was really good, and you just kind of have to shoot him in his weak spot, just like this. And I think it should be able to get him in one phase here, I hope. 2 clips down. Third, okay, we did get it in this one. So this next phase is really, really easy. You just have to sit around and kill zombies in this next phase. We're gonna go ahead and collect all
First
of our
phase is already
power-ups
fucking
here.
done.
I didn't grab that one. They respawn anyway, but
Congrats.
since this phase is not particularly very hard, I'm gonna give you a couple thoughts while I just kind of run around and train up some zombies here. I like this map so far. This is my second playthrough of the Easter egg. I've never got to this boss fight, so this is the first time I'm in the boss fight. I am trusting that he says it's easy, which it seems to be pretty easy here. It's a pretty big and open area. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be too bad. There's a Crimson Nosferatu right there, but he's dead. But yeah, so far I really like this map. It's grown on me quite a lot, and I'm excited to like continue playing these Black Ops 4 maps because I've had a lot of fun doing this one. Because in Black Ops 6, you're gonna watch the guide and okay, yeah, this is pretty easy, and there's nothing really hard until you get to the actual boss fight. But in this one, it is a pretty huge quest, as I missed the max ammo again there. I'm just not hitting it. But anyways, yeah, in BO6, Easter eggs are really easy, really straightforward, not a lot of complexity in them. But as for Black Ops 4, especially this one, it's pretty complex. There's a lot of things to do, a lot of things to pick up, which I like to do. Whether that is for everybody or not, I don't know. But for me, I really enjoy having a lot to do in these zombies maps. And this is certainly one of those maps that you have a lot to do. And so far, it's been pretty good. And the boss fight hasn't been too challenging up to this point. We do have that last one where you have to guess where that is, and I could get some bad luck and just not be able to find it. But that is going to conclude this phase. We're going to try to get this. So far, it is not unlocked yet. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and complete it. So we got this. We just have to guess where it is. I'm going to just stay on this one. Hopefully I can find it here soon. I didn't get it there, but there he is. Oh, okay, 25 health. I do need to get out of here. I did get hit by him. Here's the square. We did find it on that one. So we're just going to kind of just circle around some more. It makes it pretty easy if you're just constantly moving in this circle and then just touching them. Take your time touching the lights and just make sure that it hit it in the right angle. So it should be pretty easy from here. Just keep going until I figure it out. There he is. I'm going to dodge him real quick. I mean, so far this has been pretty easy, but I do like the environmental storytelling throughout this map as well. I think that it does really well, and that's one of the things I will harp on when we ever get to the reviews. I really enjoy when the Easter egg uses the environment a lot throughout the story and throughout the Easter egg to his advantage.
Absolutely,
and
not.
That's what I think Dead of the Night excels in.
No, the fuck it's not.
Every part of the Easter egg is using the environment and using the storytelling around this haunted mansion into a really sophisticated quest, but also super intriguing. And I really enjoy the chaos storyline to this point. I think it's pretty sweet. I mean, I know what the chaos storyline is. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh yeah, and this one's ready, by the way, but I'm not gonna sit here and say, yeah, I'm an expert. I've been listening along, but I know for the most part what it is. And ooh, we're gonna pop stock option and then just lay into him here. And I believe this should be it if I can finish him right here. And boom. Okay, and that's the Dead of the Night done.
Holy
We
fuck,
have
the Luna had
completed Dead of the Night
98,000
for the
healing.
very first time in Black Ops 4 Zombies in 2025. And
In the
let's go
7:30
ahead
game.
and we are gonna cut to the final thoughts
Add
and
that,
immediate
Luna.
thoughts right afterwards. And then we're gonna jump
Go,
into
I've
the next
beaten
map.
the boss fight.
So starting right away, we're just going to make this a little bit quicker than what it should be. But at the end of the video, we're going to rate all of them. So either way, I'm going to put them in order on what I like best to best. So let's start with this map. So what I think about this map so far, just after playing it, I think that it's a pretty solid map. I think that it is probably better than any Black Ops 6 map. I think it's better than any Black Ops 6 map. I mean, the only one that I would really consider close myself is Shattered Veil, but I really think that Shattered Veil is on another tier worse than this one. But we'll go ahead for each of these maps. We're going to give them 3 main categories. We're going to give them overall rating, Easter egg rating, and gameplay experience. So overall rating, I'm going to give this map an 8 out of 10. For the Easter egg, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And for a gameplay, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Voyage of Despair. I mean, this map, I've played a little bit. I know the layout somewhat, so I'm going to pop a shopping free here. I know the layout a little bit. I'm going to open as much as I can just because in this game, I am going to need as much help as I can get because I'm not like a huge puzzle guy, and there's a lot of puzzles in this one. So I have to do everything on low as around as possible just because I don't want to be doing solar system step on round 85 just because I can't do it. But my relationship with Voyage is I have unlocked Pack-a-Punch a couple times just for like the challenges to give you Nebula Plasma. I've done that a couple times, and I don't think I've ever used the Kraken Wonder Weapon, so this will be, again, the first time. And hopefully I can get this one done in that first time just because we only have those few attempts left on the challenge. But I am hopeful that we can get it done on this first try just because I have a little bit of help with these gobblegums a little bit. I'm going to use shopping free, maybe once or twice. We'll see how often I use it. I'm going to try to not use it again just because I only have 4 and I'm going to save some for the Aether side. Again, we're only doing chaos in this video, so just reminding you guys of that if you make it this far. This is only a chaos video, but the next video we're going to be doing every single Aether storyline map that includes Blood of the Dead, yes. And I don't know about Classified. I don't know if I should do that or not. If you make it to this point, leave it down in the comments whether I should do that or not. It's going to take a little bit of time just because I'm not going to be able to do that in one sitting because I have some other things to do. But let me know in the comments if you guys want to see Classified at all. I don't know how entertaining that's going to be because there's probably just a little strat that I'm going to put on Electric Cherry and sit in a corner or something. Yeah, so let's go ahead and dive deep into this Voyage of Despair gameplay. I'm excited to get to learn this map a little bit. The very first step in this Easter egg is one of those steps that makes me want to like rip my fingers off and then maybe like rip my ears off as well, just for fun. But I really just do not like clock steps in COD Zombies. So this being the first step is very discouraging. I do remember that a while ago I want to do the Voyage of Despair Easter egg. I want to just get it done because I haven't done it before. And then I look at the guide, and the first thing you have to do, you have to look through 4 clocks around the map with triangles beside each and every one of them. There are slightly different triangles, and then you have to input the time of it, which you actually can't look at the time on it because for the hour hand, you have to disregard it and say that it's an hour before. So what you're looking at the clock isn't actually the time you need. And in the rare case that it is, you're going to be sitting there confused and just think, oh, I should be doing this a different way when you actually shouldn't be. So yeah, this step is not my favorite thing to do. There is 4 clocks on the front of the boat you have to adjust, and there's also 2 clocks in the very back in the poop deck you have to run to all the way across the boat. There's only 2 there. I don't know why they couldn't put 4, but there's only 2 over here that we have to go put the minute hands in, which is, I don't know the numbers. I'm not going to tell you guys the numbers right now. I have them written down, but, and then for the other 2, you have to go down deep into the boiler room and you have to put them there. So hopefully, man, I hope I can get this in one try, but if not, I'm going to want to pull my hair out and my fingers and my ears. Hopefully we can get this done in the first try. After messing with these clocks for the past over hour at this point, I think I have it done, and I never want to do that again. Oh my goodness, I have a headache. It's hot in here. I'm going to check in here just to make sure. Okay, yes, it is done because I've seen that. I'm pretty sure it was, at least. Let me see if it bulges again. Okay, it did. Yes, so that was over. I am so thankful that is over. That was probably the longest it has taken me to do a single step in COD Zombies history. I just hate that step. I knew I would hate it whenever I was finished with it, but I'm glad I got through that. I hope I do not fail this because I do not want to do that ever again in my life. Wow. I would just say that, man, that sucks. That really does suck. And hopefully we can kind of breeze through this Easter egg at this point. I've heard that that is not the hard part of this, so I'm kind of concerned at this point. Now we have to find 4 different elemental outlets. Yes, elemental outlets that you have to kill a certain element type by, and then it'll harvest its soul, and then for those 4, you have to do a lockdown for those 4. So in order for me to find these 4, I have to look through 850 spawns on this map for those 4. So this is going to suck again. I have to go look around a map that I don't really know. And that's kind of what held me back on Dead of the Night for the first run, as I was running through the map for these spawn parts in these spawn locations that I had no idea. And I feel like this map is more confusing than Dead of the Night, especially since it has so many floors. And that's kind of like the problem here. But I'm sure this step won't be too bad. We just have to wait here and find these elemental zombies. So now that I have the 3rd and final chest, yes, I did quite a lot since I last talked again. I just kind of wanted to shut up and get through the step because this is another one of those steps that took over an hour. So in the meantime, I also decided to get the Kraken because I was trying to get it out of the box and it really wasn't working and I was tired of hitting the box. So combine that onto the outlet thing taking forever. And the outlet thing also just didn't work the right way, I guess. Some of them just didn't spawn until I got one of them. So I guess I'll remember that if I ever have to do this again. I hope I never have to do this again. Already, this Easter egg is just absurdly long. And it could be because I don't really know the map very well or exactly how to do the steps. But either way, the steps are just kind of annoying at this point. But I did get that symbol, so we have to go look around for that. And then we can get the Kraken. A squid comes out of nowhere and gets, oh, okay. Squid is going to come out of nowhere and grab it. So I do have the Kraken. This is probably the 2nd time I've ever had the Kraken, but this will also be the 1st time that I've ever upgraded the Kraken. So I'm excited to just kind of experiment with the variants because I know there's a couple of them. I have no idea which one is the best or which one is good or which ones are bad. So I'm excited to actually get into those. But now we can continue with the steps. I believe I have to go. That was a terrible voice crack, by the way. I'm gonna keep that in there just because. But anyways, I have to go through, which I believe is down here. Yep. Okay, here's the first lockdown. So now that I have the Kraken, I feel great to go into these lockdowns. So it's gonna teleport me into like an area. I have to just sit here in the poop deck for, this is the first one. I have to just sit here and I have to kill zombies and just survive the wave. And then I have to interact with the Sentinel artifact. This one should be pretty easy just because this is like the biggest opening spot in the map. And then there's a foot there or whatever that was. I don't know. It was the poison zombie one. So I do know that I have to get certain body parts for the different variants of the Kraken. He did recommend the ice one I'm just going to use whenever I get, to be honest. And I got that one. So I'll have to build that one after I'm done with this lockdown. We got a Blightfather over here. Shouldn't be too hard just because I'm using the Helion Salvo in this run. Did not use that in Dead of the Night. The Helion Salvo is crazy in this game. Probably the best non-wonder weapon gun ever. And it's even probably a top tier overall gun ever. It's better than some of these wonder weapons. I'm not sure if it's better than the Kraken. I haven't used it much. I mean, the base version it is better than this so far, but we'll see what happens afterwards. And boom. First lockdown done, so now we have 3 more. And here's the 4th and final lockdown complete. They were all decently easy. None of them, I didn't take it down on any of them. So now we have to go into this little room and shoot these vents or these spewing water systems. So we'll find out, we'll figure out that. And then that one should be pretty easy. Holy shit, I found it. Okay, so actually this took forever to do. I believe that was the last one. Yeah, it is. Okay, the water's right. So, oh my goodness, that took forever. That took way longer than it should have. There's like 9 spawns for these spewing things in this map, and now I have to sit here and just wait. But oh my goodness, wow, that was like an underrated worst step ever. Why is there so many of them, and why? Another step in this Easter egg that took me so long, and I don't want to do that again either. And now we have to pack a punch. The Sentinel artifact should come back at me here. So, oh, now we have this. Now I believe we're on the planet step. I think we're on the planet step. Yeah, okay, so now we have to go around the map and we have to collect all these symbols. It is not letting me grab it. Not sure what is going on here. I'm trying to prone, and I'm also not. It showed them proning. I can't figure that out, but anyways, we have to go and get all of these symbols. I think 9 symbols around the map. I did prone there. There we go. I couldn't do it the Kraken out. But yeah, we have to get these 9 symbols around the map. There's no like varying spawn points, which is nice. So we'll go ahead and get this done. So I'm not going to show the gameplay of the solar system and like the actual like diorama thing. But I will tell you what order I got, just because I was pausing it a bunch. But I got Mars, Uranus, Venus, Moon, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, and Neptune. So we'll see how easy it is. We're going to go ahead and just see how easy this can be. I've heard people just say that it's annoying and the hitboxes are finicky. But we'll see what happens. We got Mars. We got Uranus. Venus. Then the Moon, then Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, and the Sun. And then we bring us to the last orb to pick up. And I will say, I kind of like that step. It wasn't too tricky. I failed it once. I'm not quite sure how I failed it because I did it right. But now we have this escort step. Now we have to escort ourselves onto the poop deck. So we have to destroy each of these icebergs in the way, and then we have to manage our way over. There's a shortcut. I'm not going to do the shortcut. We're just going to go through and just have some fun because I heard this step is pretty fun. But yeah, so we got this first one and it is over. We're going to pop our specialist. I think we're going to try the specialist on the icing or the iceberg to see how much it does. Okay, it does a lot of damage, so we're just gonna try to just pop this. We do have some full powers we can use as well, but this is pretty cool so far. We got a Stoker. We're gonna just get rid of him. The Helion, it's so good. But yeah, this step is pretty fun so far. I like that planet step. People complain about it, but I kind of do like that step a little bit. It's pretty cool. And we are on our last one. Let's just disintegrate it a little bit with our specialist, but and finish off this Blight Father as well. Oh, there is actually one more. I lied, but we'll finish this one off pretty quick as well. And then boom, we are done with the iceberg step. And now I think that we are pretty close to being set up for the boss fight, because we are on the boss fight now. And man, I am so thankful we are on this boss fight. This Easter egg has been so long up to this point. What are we in? This is the 4th hour I've been on this map, which is just insane. Maybe even more than 4. It might be 4.5 at this point. But man, this is a super long Easter egg. I'm so excited to get done with this. And I'm going to need a break after this one. But we do have a pretty cool scene right here. Pretty cool series of events. You got the planets and stuff going on here. And then going through the ocean was pretty sweet as well. So, I mean, this part is pretty cool. And now we are in the boss fight, the actual boss fight. And yeah, so I mean, kind of like how I did with Dead of the Night, where I kind of explained what I liked and what I didn't like so far through the boss fight. I'm going to do in this phase because I think this one's all right. We got this the ice glacier coming up. And I mean, the cinematics on this map are phenomenal. I mean, this is just sweet right here. Look at this. I mean, it's just raising it, the water falling, and it is just beautiful to look at. And then Yeah, I mean, most of the map is very fun to look at, very cool, very expressive. Just one of those things that I mentioned in the Dead of the Night one, the environmental storytelling. We don't have a lot of that here. We barely use the Titanic like at all in this one. And really the only environment thing was the planets, and that's just like in the skybox, which is just kind of, I feel like it's a cop out almost. But I mean, I guess you can count the clocks and the outlet. I just don't think that just one of those small items in a corner or in a crease in the map is counts as one of those environmental storytellings like Dead of the Night, where you're going up to tombs and you're going to crystals around the map and paintings. I think that, I mean, I guess you could call it whatever you want to call it, but I really do think that Dead of the Night just does it so much better. We don't have a lot of steps in this Easter egg that actually involve the Titanic or anything like the history of the Titanic or the sinking or whatever it is that the Titanic involves. We don't see a lot of that here. But I mean, it is a beautiful map. I will give it that. And then through the Easter egg so far, I really have not enjoyed it that much. I was going into this thinking that, people like this map. People think it's underrated, but people also hate it. And for the most part, those type of maps is where I am different on a lot of people. I do, for the most part, like and enjoy those underrated maps. I enjoy that there's a lot of things to do. Maybe it is tedious, but this is one of those maps where it is too tedious for me. I think that it's just super long, and I'm sure that maybe my opinions might change if I ever do it again. I probably won't do it again, to be honest. But I so far, unless I fail this, but so far it's okay. I mean, I don't enjoy the length of this Easter egg and how complex some of the things are. Maybe not even complex, but I would say tedious some of the things are. But the environment, like I said, is beautiful. I just kind of wish they used it a little more, like I said. But another thing that I don't exactly like is this wonder weapon. It's not the greatest. I mean, it's like slowing them down a little bit, and it's cool. It's a cool wonder weapon. I wish they'd done something a little bit different though. I mean, it's fine. It's not like a huge thing. I think that wonder weapon would be a lot better if I enjoyed this map a little more. I don't hate the map. I think that this map is, comparing it to Black Ops 6, I think it would be better than most of the Black Ops 6 maps. The only one that I would be kind of iffy on is that Shattered Veil, because Shattered Veil is probably my favorite one in Black Ops 6. Either that or Terminus are my favorites in that game. I would kind of rate it. It's such a different experience is the thing with Voyage of Despair. It is just such a different experience. It's so different than the experiences in Black Ops 6 and Modern Zombies. It is just so different. So many parts to pick up. Shield, the armor mechanic. I mean, a lot of the time, and there we go. We finished that first phase. So now that first phase is over. And then we have the second one, which is also one of those no out and eye phases. Just, it's so different is what I'm trying to say. Is so kind of comparing these and giving one an edge over another is a little bit difficult. But I do think that this map overall is probably as good as Shattered Veil, in my own opinion. But I think that Shattered Veil may be just a little bit better. Just a little bit. Just because I really like the Shattered Veil Easter egg. The Z-Rex is pretty sweet, but we're not going to talk too much about that. But just kind of comparing it here. I mean, I guess we'll see what my whole opinions are after this boss fight. So far, it's pretty easy. That first phase is pretty easy, and then we have this one, which is not seeming to be too hard. You just kind of run around and shoot things, and just kind of make sure you keep moving, and that's what it's working so far. But we will get to the harder part of this boss fight, and we'll see how that goes. So now we are in the third phase, which this phase actually consists of a boss attacking you, which is that Odinai, as you see right there in the hallway. We have to shoot him as he's shooting his beam, just like that. I'm gonna throw a homunculus and see if I can get a couple shots off on him. He doesn't seem to be here right now, but yeah, through this phase you have to just kind of look for him and look for an opening and make sure you're not getting bombarded by zombies or whatever it is that's chasing you, and you have to just kind of get him. So we're gonna see how hard this is. People do say that this is the hardest phase of the fight, so I guess we'll see what happens as we keep going. I mean, with the Helion, it only can get so hard. So we should be okay, I hope. I mean, I don't want to jinx anything, but we'll see what happens here. And here's that first opening, so I'm going to get a couple shots off here. The zombie kind of screwed it up there. I think he's going to go over to this opposite hallway, so hopefully he does that soon. So I throw a homunculus. I'm going to get another few shots off here. 5. And then we'll just keep going, spray him, and boom. Okay, so sweet. That was already that phase. Didn't take any downs, or really wasn't even close to it. So that was pretty sweet. Third phase? Yeah, third phase is done. So I've been on this phase, the fourth phase, for quite a little bit now. This one seems to be the hardest one for me so far. But here we go. He's opening here. I'm going to just lay into him a little bit more. It should be relatively soon. Okay, we did get him. Okay, fourth phase is over. That was definitely the hardest one thus far. This next one, I think, should be the last phase, I believe. The next one is the last phase here on the poop deck. Let's see. Yes, it is. Okay, here's the last phase. This is where it all ends. So I have to get this done, especially for the challenge's sake, so I don't have to do any crazy punishment we see in the comments. So here we go. Last phase. Let me see if he's vulnerable right here. Okay, he's not. So let's go ahead and let's see what happens in this phase, man. I'm excited to get off of this map. The boss fight has been pretty fun so far. We can get him here. Boom. Okay, he's teleported. Yeah, we just have to kind of follow him around here and just wait for his vulnerable spots. And I think he goes to the front and like self-implodes. And if you don't get him in time, he kills everything. And he goes through Dying Wish and all of that. So it's an insta-down, insta-fail. So I just kind of need to avoid that, especially that right there. I'm going to just get him through the side here. It only takes 2 rockets, I believe, for him to just teleport from that side. He's not vulnerable there. So, I mean, yeah, so far, this is pretty cool. I like the ice. This is the type of environment that I like the most right here, is when you use your setting, use your history, storytelling. And that's what they're doing right here. I mean, maybe not the Eye of Odin. I'm not quite sure what this has to do with a lot of the things. I don't know the story lore of it. And this is where I think, no, okay, he's not vulnerable. I just wasted a couple rockets. But I'm not quite sure the lore of the Eye of Odin. Not 100% sure. I mean, Odin from Norse mythology, that type of stuff. But get a couple more shots. But not sure the exact lore of that. But I kind of wish there was a different boss on this map. I mean, a Kraken would have been so cool, so fitting, or even like an iceberg monster or something like that. I mean, this is pretty close to an iceberg monster. Okay, so now we're kind of running low here. I got 2 rockets. I might have to get that max ammo. Well, I'll just save mine until he's imploding here, and then I'll use my ammo as much as I can. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna get some more shots off. I mean, it should be relatively close, just because right here, I think this might be it right here. I'm gonna keep going. Oh, and that's it. So there we go. We did it. We completed the Voyage of Despair Easter egg, and man, that was a long Easter egg, and I don't think I've ever spent anywhere close to amount of time as in one game, in any single game ever. Not even just zombies. This took forever. This was a almost 5-hour run on this map. So I'm really glad that this is over. You got a cinematic cutscene here, but man, that's it. And that's done for Voyage of Despair. And now we move on to the next map. But before we do that, we're going to move on to the ratings. We're going to make this a little bit quicker than the last one. We're going to start with overall. Overall, I think this map is about a 6 out of 10. For the Easter egg, I think this map is a 5 out of 10, unfortunately. I mean, a lot of the things are cool, but I have to say it's a 5 out of 10 just for this first attempt. Maybe it'll grow on me if I ever do it again. I don't know. And for overall gameplay, I think that this map is also a 6 out of 10. Now 9 is the Black Ops 4 map. 9 is the map that either the casuals or the hardcore players can all have some fun on it, where it's a very simple, straightforward map, but also the Easter egg is a little bit challenging and a little bit complex. I will have to spoil everything here. I have done this Easter egg. It's one of the only 2 that I've ever done in Black Ops 4, so I'm gonna be genuine here. I've only done this Easter egg and maybe the other Easter egg is in this video. Yeah, just those 2. Those are the only ones I've done, but I've only done these once, so this will be my second time completing them. So this would be my second time completing 9. It's been a while though. It's been like 3-4 years at this point. So yeah, I do enjoy this map a lot, so I can kind of give my thoughts and opinions as we go a little bit more than I did for the last ones where I'd wait to the boss fight. But yeah, this map is just beautiful. That's kind of a theme with these chaos maps, are just so beautiful. And for this chaos map, it is the most accessible for every type of player. It's super straightforward, and that's a good thing for those who are casual, and the Easter egg is pretty difficult casual players, so it kind of caters more towards the hardcore side. I mean, this Easter egg is probably the easiest in this game, I think, so far. For sure easier than Voyage and Dead of the Night. So our first kind of objective in this Easter egg, I'm just going to stay in the starting room for as many rounds as I need to get done with this challenge here for the Pack-a-Punch Strife, and then we can kind of move on and get the Pack-a-Punch a little bit easier than without it. I mean, the challenges in this map is like almost necessary. People do it, and for some of the maps you just bypass the challenges, but for this map it's really helpful to get that Strife so you can finish those champions a little bit faster. So now that we have the Pack-a-Punch Strife, there's a shield part right there, we can get started on the 4 champions. We have to go to each of the 4 temples and destroy the champions. As you see right there, that's exactly why the challenges are pretty important on this. You can just finish the champion really easy. It's round 3 and you have a Pack-a-Punch gun, and then here's Danu as well. So we got 2 of these done on round 3, and we should be able to get maybe all 4 done. I'm not quite sure with the points. At least one more with Zeus or Odin, probably Odin because it's closer. But yeah, the Pack-a-Punch Strife just makes the things a lot easier. So one of the things I like to do on this right here, you see this mug is a side Easter egg where you get 3 different items around the map, and then you put them on the dead Viking body and up in the Odin Tower, and it gives you a free perk. And that's one of the things I do kind of on every single run I do of this map, just because it's so easy and it's actually pretty fun to do. I'm gonna grab the sword before, actually no, I'm just gonna open this, or no, I don't have enough. Let me get some more points. One kill should work, but I'm gonna kill him anyways. So yeah, that's just one of the things I do on this, just because it's so easy, and the way you do it is actually pretty fun as well. And there's a shield part. What you kind of have to do, you grab those 3 parts, and then you have to throw a Wraithfire grenade at a certain angle, and then it should, and then here's a helmet over here, and it should set him on fire, and then you have to wait, it's like 7 rounds or something crazy like that to enable to do it. And then here's that final champion we're gonna summon as well, or not final, but the 3rd to final. But we did get 3 of them done so far, so we have 1 more, and then we can really get started on the Easter egg. So now we have the full Pack-a-Punch done. I'm going to put these 2 items on the guy, and then I'm going to put these mug right on that dragon. And then you have to go over here to Zeus. You have to pull out a Wraithfire, stand right about here, aim at right about this little ledge right here, and then you throw it, and then whenever I go over there, it should be on fire with blue. Yep, okay, so now I have to wait 7 rounds, I think, and then it'll spawn a free perk power up. The very first step of this actual Easter egg is you find this skull right here with the little blue symbol on it, and you pick it up, and that's all you need. And then you have to go grind it with the wonder weapon, which we are going to be building the wonder weapon in this. I'm not going to go hit the box for it, so I'm going to be building it in this one. So the first step, you have to build this acid trap and then lay this head down, and then it'll disintegrate it to like this little scorpion thing. Now we waited around in here, and then because we put the scorpion and then the cup from Cirquette in the tree, and it leaked some venom. So now we can go to the box and actually get the wonder weapon. But this is where the Easter egg is, where you have to wait a lot of rounds in this. You have to flip a lot of rounds. So it's one of the easiest Easter eggs, but you are going to be on round like 30 in the boss fight, 34 or whatever it is. So it is one of those where you're going to be ended up on a pretty high round. And that's where the challenging part can be, when you're on that high round, you can actually go down, and it's a little bit tougher. But now we can go to this skull grinder here, and I believe we have to hit it with 3 charged shots, and then it will grind up, and then we can take this for a part. So the next step is you actually have to get negative positive affinity for the crowd to throw poop at you. So there's my first down. So getting this negative affinity is going to require me to run into the fire, just because I have wraith fire grenades on, and otherwise if I didn't have them on, I could just throw them into the crowd and that would work. But since I only have wraith fires on, I have to go through the fire. So we did take it down there, but we should be okay. This map is decently easy, so I should be fine with just one down. Now that we have the full negative crowd affinity, we can pick up this poop right here. Poop acquired. Now we have to take this gladiator right here, and he's gonna throw his axe, and it's gonna drop a plank. And then we have to pick up that plank. There it is. Pick it up. And then now we have to head to Odin. Now we are at the step where you have to do a little bit, wait 17 rounds, do a little bit, wait 17 rounds, do a little bit, wait 17 rounds, do a little bit, wait 17 rounds. That's pretty much the rest of the Easter egg to this point. I'm not really, but there's a couple steps towards the end that are pretty fun. Most of the steps towards the end are pretty fun. So now that we just have to just kill zombies and just wait, and I'm gonna just spin the box and see what we can get for weapons. I'm hoping just to get just whatever we can find, maybe a Hades operator mod or a Hylian salvo. A few rounds later, we can now put our mixture for a poop soup in the Zeus dungeon, I guess. But yeah, I mean, up to this point, we're just kind of getting just periodic things around the map, and then you have to put them together, and you have to wait for them to burn, or you have to wait for them to soup. I don't know, but you have to wait around for it. And I don't know if this one's 2 rounds. Okay, it is 2 rounds. So next round we'll go up and pick that up, and then we can actually get started with the Danu tower step. So that step's pretty fun. Now that our poop soup is steaming, now we have to shoot a zombie with firebomb over it, and then we can actually get into the Danu tower step. So I've been sitting on this. Okay, now it works. So this step is actually one of the things that Black Ops 4 does so well. It changes the environment, and it makes you embrace it in a level where around you is not going to be too hard. It's not going to be a crazy ferocious horde that's going to just destroy you. This step is not too hard. I don't even have homunculus, and I should pass it pretty easily, just because I have the scorpion gun and also the Hades. I mean, this step is one of those things where Black Ops 4, it tones down the difficulty a little bit, but also it does something so cool with the environment. As you see with Ancient Evil, it does this pretty well too with the hit your mark step. You just have to go there and use the gauntlet for something cool. I mean, I really like these type of steps where you're just doing something pretty cool. I mean, this is pretty sweet. I mean, I guess is it a little bullet spongy? It can be difficult. I mean, it's not like the easiest thing ever. I had a little bit of trouble with it at the beginning whenever I tried it for the first time, last time I remember. Not as much as a different step in this Easter egg that I had a lot of difficulty on. But this step is pretty fun, pretty cool. I mean, the way that they changed the skybox, it's storming. It's a black and white, cool little sky. I mean, it's so cool. This is one of those things that I wish zombies did a little bit more, where they just change it. You go back in time or something like that. I mean, there's a couple steps like this. You have Rise and Drag where you go back in time. You have the Dark Aether stuff and like D Machine and like the tomb, that whole room in the tomb. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything so far. I mean, maybe there is in some of the Aether maps. I have never done any of the Aether maps. So that's the Danu tower step complete, and now we run to the raw step. The raw step is actually pretty difficult, but we'll get through it. But first of all, we have to go look for these 9 symbols or 4 symbols around the map. You have to shoot with your shield, and I'll get back to you after that one. We are now on probably the most difficult step in this Easter egg, which is we have to stay in this, which is there's that first one. I have a Tiger, Electric, Destroyer, and Water. There is that second one, and then I have to look for the Destroyer. The Water is up there. So anyways, this is probably the hardest one. I mean, I should get this one pretty easily just because I did get pretty lucky with the spawns. I'm going to try to drag him down here so I don't accidentally kill the Water. There he is. Should be good. I'm just going to finish him off there. Should be good. And now I can finish it off with the Water, which is right here. So I mean, I got this one pretty easily, and we're going to finish it here. I got the first phase pretty easily, but we have a second one. I remember, man, I did this with a few friends for my first time, and my friends weren't the greatest, and this step was actually just the worst thing ever. So we finished that phase pretty easily, and now we are at this one, which is you have to go down here and you have to shoot these cogs with your shield, and then they rise up. This step is really, really straightforward, really, really easy. Just kind of run around, and you should be fine. I mean, the zombies are going to hit you a little bit. I mean, got a little bit of a situation there, but I'm fine. But yeah, there's I think 4 of them around here. I got that one, and there's also one over here by Danu as well. There's one in this door, and there's also one by Danu as well. So this strep is pretty easy, and then you have to go up, and then it's going to spawn these lightning circles they have to get kills in. I mean, this is a filler step, nothing crazy here, but it will lead up to the final Zeus challenge, which is pretty sweet. I do need some more shield ammo, so I'm going to go grab some. So I got set up with my shield and stuff, and now I got the kills in the 3 rings around the map, around the spawn room as well. Now this is one of the steps that is pretty sweet. It changes the environment again, which I'm a really sucker for. You got a different type of setting here, and now you have to kill, I don't know, like 50 gladiators and tigers with your specialist, and you have unlimited specialists as long as you keep getting kills. This step is pretty sweet as well. 9 has some pretty sweet steps. I mean, they did a pretty good job with chaos so far, and I will say that I do like the next Easter egg as well. They did a fantastic job with this map. This is probably my favorite Easter egg so far. I mean, Dead of the Night is pretty cool, but I feel like this one just has so much more. It feels like there's so much more at stake. It feels like it's a higher spectacle for this map is what I'll say. But I do like the niche that Dead of the Night is, but I think that 9 has just a better atmosphere and a better spectacle is what I think about this map. I'm so far, at least. I mean, yeah, I've played this map. I do have pretty much full opinions on this map. We'll keep going through, but yeah, this is one of those steps where it's just so cool. As well with the Viper and Dragon, I do have some ranged attack as well. This step can be pretty difficult, especially if you do have a melee or like the Scepter of Ra. The Scepter of Ra is not very great for this step, but the Viper and Dragon is pretty solid for it because you have that range shotgun thing. Yeah, we just keep going and you kill these gladiators, all million of these that are spawning right now. This is that step, and then after this, I believe we have this symbol step, and then we're pretty much on the boss fight. We do have that little lockdown step in the shield room, but otherwise this Easter egg is almost over. We are around 24, which is pretty high. I think we'll be in around like 30, 31 or something when we get into the boss fight, but we'll see. And we should, okay, so that is the last symbol for this step, and now we have one more step until the boss fight where we just sit in a corner and it's a lockdown, and it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. It's one of the easier steps in this Easter egg, but so far this is pretty fun. And let's go ahead and finish this lockdown. We are on the boss fight of 9. So this is one of the most notorious boss fights in Call of Duty Zombies. This has been so cool for so long to me. These 2 elephants that we're going to fight in this boss fight are so cool. And I will forever remember the first time I did this. I had no idea there was a second elephant. And man, that was just a really cool experience. And you can see the front of the map here, and it's just a really cool environment. I know I keep coming back to environment in this video, but Chaos does such a good job with environment, and it really sucks to see that Chaos is not coming back, which we've seen a little elements of Chaos in these modern zombies maps, but I really wish that they had the full development time on this game. I think that last like Alexandria library would have been really cool, and I don't know if that would have been the last map or not. There could have been another one, and I would have trusted them with it because I really enjoy these so much. The Chaos storylines are so cool. I didn't enjoy Voyage of Despair the best, but the 3 other maps are so good and so well made. And the attention to detail is just so phenomenal, especially in this map. And here's the first elephant. So I'm gonna play it a little bit differently. I'm gonna play it where I go a little bit closer. I'm not taking damage here. I'm just spraying. I'm gonna keep doing it and wait for him to actually open up. But okay, he should be open now. But I'm gonna play it a little bit differently. I'm gonna try to get close to him because I heard that it's a pretty good strategy to just stay close to him and go around. I'm gonna just spray him with my Hades. I've only ever done this with the Helion Salvo, so this might be a little more challenging just because the Helion Salvo is just so good. I don't know if I like that, to be honest. It's kind of weird. I do have Homunculus, so I'll probably have to get those thrown. But I'm gonna play him at range, I guess. I'm not gonna do the other way. Just throw those and just kind of spray at him periodically. But yeah, this boss fight is so cool. I mean, look at that. The elephant it's so massive. I don't know why the elephant is so huge, but I mean, it makes you feel like the stakes are bigger, and that's the whole thing with this map for me. It's the stakes. And then there's that first armor off. So now I'll just periodically get him here now. I'm kind of stuck. I hope I don't down. There's Dying Wish. I need to get out of here. Okay, specialist. Let's get out of here. Okay, so anyways, yeah. So, I mean, that's the first time I even got Dying Wish in this fight. I mean, this fight is one of those fights that is... And this fight is one of those fights that people claim is really, really easy. But if you're not, like, cheesing it, or if you're not using a... I just went down there. Was that fire that killed me? But if you're not using the Helion Salvo in this, it is a little bit of a challenge that you're seeing right now. Maybe I'm playing this dumb. I don't know. But I'm going to get some spraying off here. Just keep going. You should be dead here soon. But it is not as easy as people say. I think this map is definitely a little bit more challenging than people say, or this boss fight at least. But the first elephant should be done here soon. And there he goes. Okay. So now we are on the second wave, which is the other elephant. Yeah, my overall thoughts on this map, it's really positive. This is like the Black Ops 4 map for sure. We got the next armor off on the second elephant, but it's the Black Ops 4 map. There is a place for absolutely everybody in this map. The casuals, the hardcore players, and just really everybody has a spot in this map for gameplay, whether that's Easter egg, whether that's high rounds, whether that's just playing for fun. And there we go. That is the end of this boss fight, I believe. He's fallen down, and yeah, that's it. So this boss fight is incredible. This map is incredible. This is one of the best maps ever. And I think it's really safe to say that. I think it is by far better than any Black Ops 6 map or Black Ops Cold War, or it's really anything in the past few modern CODs. It's just so much better. There's so much more things to do. The Easter egg just feels so much better. The environment is cooler than all of these stupid facilities we're getting nowadays. I mean, Terminus is a pretty cool environment, but I will say that it's just trumps really just everything. But we did get this in the first attempt, and now we're going to move on to the rankings. So at the end of 9, this is one of my favorite maps ever. So we're just going to go ahead and get this over with relatively quickly. So for overall, I have this map a 9 out of 10. Yes, that's pretty high. For the Easter egg, I have this map an 8 out of 10. And then for overall gameplay, I have this map at a 10 out of 10. I think that this is a fantastic gameplay map, and it uses the systems of Black Ops 4 better than any other map in the game. We move on to my absolute most favorite zombies map of all time. And spoilers now, I have done this Easter egg twice before. This is the only other Easter egg that I've actually done before in zombies history, or in Black Ops 4. So this is the final of the ones where it clickbait, maybe, I guess, if you want to say that. I have done this one before, but the rest of the maps in this game I have not done once before. So with that being said, I love this map, man. This is just a peak map. And this is, as much as I raved on 9 in the last video, I think this one is just better in all facets almost. Besides maybe the systems. Yeah, I mean, the raw towers and the god towers are cooler in that one, I guess. But man, this one is absolutely fantastic. And I really love this map in every single way. Just the cinematics, the environment, the story, the Easter egg are all just incredible. And it's a shame that this map was overshadowed by the negative comments and viewpoints of the community during this time, just because there were so many other things out, like Fortnite, there was whatever else was out, Blackout. It was just overshadowed by just not something that I think that should have overshadowed it. I think this map should have gotten the praise that it deserved during its launch, but the game was pretty much dead at that point. This was one of those maps I did play at launch. I did not play Dead of the Night at launch at all, because I didn't even know that was a thing. But at this point, the game was slowing down in progression, slowing down in viewers, slowing down in players. So I was really just one of the 4 people in the world that were playing this game and playing this map. But it was such a pleasant surprise. And I was actually really excited for this map just because I am a huge Greek mythology fan. I absolutely adore Greek mythology. I think it's some of the coolest stuff you can get into. And just it does Greek mythology so well. You're in the ancient city of Delphi, which is just rich with Greek mythology history and Greek mythology stories. And as you see in the main quest, there is some pretty cool secrets and pretty cool characters in Greek mythology that are incorporated into this map in a way that is really excellent. Medusa and Perseus are being those main people that are actually incorporated into the story as much as they have. But yeah, I cannot say enough good things about this map. It is the layout is great. The Easter egg. I mean, yes, I've said it already. Yes, this map is fantastic. So let's go ahead and just zoom right into this Easter egg. So the first part of this Easter egg is actually getting your challenges done. And in the meantime, I am going to upgrade these gauntlets. So in each gauntlet, there's 4 gauntlets in this game. You have to get a dormant hand, which is in a random location around the map. You have to melee and then pick it up. And then you have to bring it to each of their separate altars. And then you have to protect it in this small confined circle. As you see that I'm doing now, I'm doing Gaia first just because it was the closest one. And I'm going to try to get both of the ones that are in the overworld done before I even get to the underworld. So I can just get this done at the smallest round possible, just because the boss fight is pretty tough. I will say this Easter egg is not the easiest thing either. There's a couple steps in here that are pretty difficult. Especially, I remember the first time I did this step, the scepter step, where you have to put the scepter down inside of. We're gonna walk past it right here, but you have to put it down there by Danu. You have to put this little scepter in, and you have to do a certain code in it. And I remember I just could not figure out how to do that, but now I do know how to do that now. So that step should be easy at this point. But for the step for Gaia, you have to go around the map and get these 3 bushes, and you have to bring this little sprout just like this little adorable sprout I'm holding in my hand. And you have to bring it back to the altar and give it to her. And then once you do that 3 times, you have to prove yourself to her. And now I have the last and final one. So then you're going to actually go into this portal, and it's going to transport you to a place out of the map. You can't actually see the map outside, just where you're seeing right here. You can see the rest of the map outside of it, and that's so cool. Each of the gauntlets, each of the elemental gauntlets have a different part of the map that's not actually in the map, but it goes outside. I know that might not be the coolest thing in the world, but I think that's really cool. And now you just kind of have to sit here and kill zombies, and you get to use your gauntlet. I don't think we've ever seen anything anywhere close to this, actually. So this is just so cool. I'm so happy they made this idea where you just get to use it in like a little confined space. They are really good wonder weapons, and you probably shouldn't die in these. So it is pretty easy. So yeah, this is just awesome. I know I'm fanboying right now, but well, I'll get into a little bit of objective things and maybe some things that aren't as good in this map, some things that I don't exactly like, and we'll get to that. There is one part of this that I don't really like that much, which is we'll get to it at that point, but let's go ahead and get the other gauntlet as well. So the next gauntlet we have is the Hand of Hemera. So on this one, you have to shoot this little mirror a couple of times for the flashy part to actually go to you. I'm gonna shoot it one more time, I think. And then you shoot it, and then it's going to come in this little pot, and then you have to run it all the way back to the shrine. It can be a little bit tricky, especially if you're not using your slide jumps the correct way. As you see, I'm gonna make it in like a buzzer beater shot, pretty much. As you see, it's slowly going out. And yeah, it's pretty much a buzzer beater, but that was the final one. There was 3 of them around the map, and now it transports you to this looking glass right here. And now you stand on it. It's pretty much, you're just standing on a mirror somewhere. And outside the map, you see Pegasus right there as well. And then you just kill zombies again, and it's perfectly shaped in a circle, just so it's super easy when you use that charge shot, just like I'm going to do now. And you just put it in a circle. I mean, this is so cool. It's like a ray from the sun that is blasting on the ground, which is just so cool to me. This is one of my more favorite ones. We'll get to my favorite one when we get there, but this one is pretty sweet. Now, this one is the Hand of Oranos. So what you have to do here is you have to get a zombie to hit this feather right here, and then you have to shoot this blue feather that it drops twice. And then aim. Okay, and I hit it. So now we have to go back to the shrine and do another prove yourself thing, which is, it's in the underworld. but it's pretty easy. It's on like the side of a mountain. So we'll get that done. So for the fourth and final one, this is my favorite gauntlet, Chiron. So for this one, you got the coins around the map. You have to kill a few zombies in the river of Styx, and then you have to drink the water, and then you have to go around, and then you have to pick up some of these coins, and then it brings you here. And then this one is probably the hardest one, especially if you're just using your charge shots. I'm gonna just use them here, just using it. But if you use your single shots, this one's a lot easier. But this one is the harder one, I believe, just because it's just a little bit smaller. But this is so cool. You have the ferryman boat in the background. Just the attention of detail in this map is probably the best attention of detail ever. They did the theming of this map just incredible. And all four of the gauntlets are awesome to use and super interesting. And I think they just did such a good job, man. And I cannot say enough good things about this map. And then after this, we just need to get the challenges to a certain amount of points. And then we can really, really get started with the Easter egg. I mean, you do need these. So I guess we're technically started with the Easter egg. You do need all four of the gauntlets. I mean, besides one of them, there is one that you don't really need, which is... which one is that one? I don't know which one, but you don't need one of them. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get done with this one. And then now we just work on challenges. After completing the second step of challenges, I get a heart there, but another life. But it now gives us the eternal flame. So we got to knife it with our shield. Speaking of the shield, this shield is really, really cool. The theming is pretty sweet. It's like the Apollo shield, which is... oh, I just took it down. That's not very good. I kind of need... I mean, I guess I just did get a heart, so I guess it cancels out a little bit. But anyway, when we get up, we'll get the shield. And then we go around the map and you have to hit 3 oil spots with the eternal flame. And then we can, after that, which I believe is like the aligning the citizen step. So we'll go ahead and get these 3 spots. We'll run over here by the bridge past the lion and Spartan above us. And here's that first one. You knife it, and then there's 2 other ones, and we'll get back to that. So now that we have those 3 oil spots knifed, we have to shoot our Charon shot right here, and we have to look for the blue-eyed Spartan, and we shoot it, and then they disappear, and then we'll get a shake afterwards if we do it correctly. Just look on these sides. You got the 3rd one here, and I think it's only 4, so we're gonna have to shoot another shot. And for the 3rd cog we have to hit, gears. Okay, we got that one. So now we go to the middle, and we have to hit the 4th and final one. And we have to align these, make sure they're all facing the right way. Should be on this turn right here. And now, missed it again. Okay, we'll try it again right here. Boom. Okay, we got it. So now we are on the Gaia step. So let's go down here and grab the Gaia gauntlet. And then we have to go back up to Danu and then shoot a little root in the wall. And then it'll spawn a Giganese. That's one of the things I don't like on this map is the Giganese. The Giganese is kind of annoying, but it is a really cool themed villain, or really cool themed villain in this map. He's a really big bullet sponge. He's not the best thing to go against. He's kind of annoying. He does a lot of damage as well. But there's that gear or that root. We're gonna shoot that. Shoot 2 of those, and then we have to run around here and then shoot it. Just like that, and it's going to spawn us. Okay, no, we did not do it right, so we have to do that again. We'll have to wait for this guy to move. Okay, so we did that one right, so now we have a Giganese spawning, and we have to lead him over here to a certain crystal with an Ankh in it, which is Egyptian symbol, Egyptian thing. I don't know exactly what it does in Egyptian mythology, but we have to lead him over here, and then he has to do his little bash flashbang type of attack, and then he'll get it out of the crystal, and then we move on to the scepter step. And then we move on to the hardest step in COD Zombies history almost. It could be the hardest step, I think, on solo at least. But yeah, we have to bring him over here, and then he'll stun it, and then we'll collect that Ankh and get going. This step right here has caused me some trouble before, but how you do it is it's going to have to have like this little essence line that's going to point in a certain direction, and then you have to kill a lightning zombie in that circle, and then it's going to flash a symbol, and you have to count the spaces between. It's a lot to explain. I'm not going to explain it exactly. We're not a guide right now. So, but yeah, we have to kill this electric zombie right here into the circle. We didn't get him that time, but anyways, I'm probably going to flash forward on this one just because it's a little annoying. to do. I need to lock in. We are now on the hardest step in solo zombies history, and this is the raw step. So you have to protect this. Unfortunately, I am gonna cheese it in this run, just because I've done so many Easter eggs at this point. I'm kind of ready to get out of this one as long as I can just finish it in a semi-human type of way. I'm not gonna cheese everything. I'm not gonna cheese all of these different steps. This is the only step I've ever cheesed in any of these runs actually so far up to this point. We can count this as I have to do a punishment just because of this, because I didn't do it the truthful way, I guess you could say. I mean, I don't know if this is technically considered a cheat. I mean, I'm sure it probably is, but we are going to do it this way, where you have to turn it on and then you run away and then you go back and then you give it to him and then you run away again. We're going to do that just because this is a pretty difficult step. And yeah, unfortunately, we'll do it legitimately eventually. And maybe that's the punishment you guys pick, is where I have to do it legitimately. Now on to one of the cooler steps in zombies. A lot of people really love this step, and I do too. It's pretty cool. It's the hit your mark step. So what you have to do is you just have to follow the lights, and then you have to kill the zombies in a efficient way and make sure you're not wasting your ammo, which is really easy. This step is not hard at all. You just kind of have to wait and see where they come from, and you have to kill them in an efficient amount of time and make sure you're not wasting your ammo. Yeah, I know I just said that, but it's this step is pretty fun. The one thing I wish that they would have done on this is filled out the crowd. I think that would have made the environment a little better. I mean, there's like a different saturation for this step, and then there's also that black and white mode, which it's fine. This step is pretty cool. It's a nice little detox from the insanity. I'm sure they intended to do it just because of that raw step. They're like, oh, okay, that step is really hard. We're going to give them a pretty fun step to do and a cooldown step almost. I probably did that wrong. Okay, we're good. But that's probably what this is intended for. But after this, we're really close to actually getting to the boss fight, and it's round 14. So this is a pretty solid run so far. And we're going to see what happens right afterwards. And we're going to see what round we can actually get into this boss fight, because this boss fight is pretty difficult. On the very last step right here, I did fuck this up quite a bit. So what I did is I picked up the homunculus. So I had to respin the box for this Pegasus Strike. And speaking of the Pegasus Strike, let's talk about that a little bit more. The Pegasus Strike is phenomenal. It is so cool. It's like a monkey bomb type thing, but for this. And I think it's just really cool to do, especially in this type of map, because it fits the theme so well. It's a Pegasus Strike. I mean, come on. And then, so on this step right here, what we're doing now, we just have to do it until it cocks back. This step is really easy. And then this is just, we're really close to the boss fight now. So it was a while. I decided not to talk because I had to lock in and get these things out of the mystery box. I had to try to spin for the homunculus, but it was taking so long and I just couldn't get it. Oh, okay. So I have the homunculus. So I guess it counted for before when I grabbed it. Okay. So that is like really clutch, and that like kind of makes things a lot easier. Wow. Okay, so I do have monkey bombs or homunculus, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that is a huge thing. I had no idea I was going to have it, and I'm already at 50 health. So if I take it down here. But speaking of that, yeah, this is a pretty difficult boss fight. I haven't done it in a very long time, so I've got to figure out like exactly how to get this done in this try. But as always, we're going to talk about how I feel about the map so far. Of course, this isn't a new map for me. I have explained just how I adore this map so much up to this point. But this is a boss fight that's really cool and really unique. You have these 3 islands around the map, and then I believe you have to shoot them down, and then you have to just hit them with your specialist weapon. Then we got a gift there. I think it was my Odin charge, actually. Or what was it? I don't even know what they gave me. But yeah, these 3 islands, it's super unique. What you have to do is you have to shoot the Pegasus down, and then the only way you can damage it is with your specialist ability. There is a way you can cheese this with Ra, the Scepter of Ra. I'm not going to do that in this one just because I don't want to, and I like the hammer a little bit better. It's pretty cool. But yeah, this is boss fight. Again, it's pretty difficult. You have to wait a long time. This is probably the longest boss fight in in Black Ops 4 if you're doing it without the Scepter of Ra or like Helion Salvo. I'm doing it with the Spitfire, which is a submachine gun, so I'm hitting it from a little bit far away, so I'm not doing the most damage. But I'm sure if I had the Hades or whatever it is, and here's Pegasus, it's gonna swoop down, and as we've seen earlier, it's gonna like leave a lightning trail where it swoops down. So then you kind of have to avoid that whenever you're running around the island because it can stun you and do a little bit of damage. But yeah, this place is also just beautiful. The setting is fantastic. I mean, what is there not to like about this? I mean, I guess there isn't like a huge boss in this fight, which I'm sure people would have not enjoyed the most. I don't blame people for not liking this boss fight if they do, which I don't know if people like actively don't like this boss fight. It's something different and something unique, which is why I like it so much. There's two like bosses almost you have to do. The evil Pegasus, I mean, it's kind of twisting on you. There's a lot of twists and turns in this, and this is where the first one comes in, which is that Pegasus. So it's just super intriguing, this map is just does so much well, and I know I've been saying this over and over. I'm sure you guys might be tired of it at this point, but yeah, we're gonna keep going with this boss fight, and I'll check in as soon as we get this first phase done and that first island goes down. Okay, so we have him down here. We are gonna just get him with the specialist. We should be done soon. He's unfortunate spot for him. Okay, dying wish, but I'm gonna just keep going now. But that was a super unfortunate spot for the horse to be, is right in the lightning, and there's a max ammo and stuff over here I need to get quickly. I don't even have a shield, so that one didn't really matter. But yeah, I think that one's, I think we're pretty close. He should be destroying the island that I'm currently on now, so I kind of wish that it would be white, so I can get out of here. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I have to shoot him some more still. I'm not quite sure. Oh, no. Okay, so yeah, we got to go over here. So now he's saying worthless horse, so that means that he is going to actually kill Pegasus, which is unfortunate. Pegasus is really cool. That's one of the coolest things about this map as well. You just have someone, you have two people actually like actively helping you a lot, which is the Pegasus and also the Oracle, which actually turns out to be Medusa. Not to spoil that, I guess I did spoil that actually. So if you don't know the Easter egg beginning, I'm sorry about that, but I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably know the Easter egg thing. But now we have to actually fight Perseus now. So he's gonna like teleport down here, and then we have to damage him, and then we have to get him with our specialist. So I'm gonna damage him right here. Oh, okay. So he did down us there. I don't know if we have another self-revive, so we have to play this pretty nicely. She did give me quick revive back, which is nice. I have to reload. That's unfortunate. Okay, so now we have to damage him right here. I think we only have to do it twice in this fight, damage him. So that is good. Thank goodness that we only take that one down. So he's going to teleport back now. And then he'll come back. I believe that should be it the next time he does come back. So pop a equipment and get another homunculus. So hopefully we get this done here soon. Okay, so I did take another down. We are at 50 health. Okay, he's back. Let me not get insta-shot again. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, he's down. I think this is it. This is good. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. This is super intense right now. Please be done. Oh, I think that's it. We beat it. Okay, sweet. That was super clutch. We beat the ancient evil Easter egg, and now we are completely done with this video. Not completely. We're gonna hop on to some other things after this, but we are done with the actual Easter eggs in this. So now we can finally head to the final rankings for the Chaos maps, and then at the end of the next video, we're gonna do the final rankings of all of the Black Ops 4 maps. The Chaos storyline, man, what a ride has it been so far. This was a super fun experience, man. I wish I didn't play the last two before. I wish this would have been all for the first time, because the first two maps, it was super fun to come back and actually get through those Easter eggs and get through some of those challenges and actually compare it to Black Ops 6 or modern zombies and what we have nowadays. And what I can say right now is Black Ops 4 is so underrated, as well as the Chaos storyline. The Chaos storyline should have been something more. It should be something more. I'm not sure if we'll ever get it again, but man, I hope we do. This was such a fun time, but now let's go ahead and rank each and every of these Chaos maps. Starting at number 4, we have Voyage of Despair. Voyage is a pretty solid map. I would say that it's better than most all of BO6's maps. So just to get a scale of our modern day type of stuff, I think it's a pretty good map. It's really interesting. The setting is pretty cool, but the Easter egg, man, it is so long and tedious for me, and I didn't have the most fun trying to do that again. But yeah, we'll move on to number 3. Number 3 for me is Dead of the Night. Dead of the Night was more than I was expecting. I thought that it was not going to be that great. I thought that it was going to be too confusing, too tedious. But as it turns out, it really wasn't. And it had a lot of things to do. And those things that I should have done were excellent. Those things that I was doing was really fun and engaging to me. The setting was phenomenal. With all of these Chaos maps, the settings are phenomenal. But man, oh man, I really loved this map. And I thought that it was fantastic. And the Easter egg is also really fun. For number 2, I have 9. 9 is one of the best maps of all time. It is a top 10 map ever, and it uses the systems of Black Ops 4 in a way that no other map can, just because of the perks situation. It is just such a good map, such a great idea for Black Ops 4 zombies, that you're in a Roman Coliseum and you're fighting to save your life. And the Easter egg, the stakes feel fantastic. The stakes feel huge. And there's nothing else that can really replicate that in modern zombies at all. I don't think any map even comes close to this Easter egg. And that is why I have that number 2 in this map. And I'm excited to see where this actually ranks up through all of the maps. And number 1 for me is Ancient Evil. This map is so good. And man, it feels great to come back and do that Easter egg again. I'm going to be speedrunning this Easter egg in my free time just because it's so fun and I enjoy this map so much. The gauntlets are fantastic. This is how you do a map. Everything about it is great. The special equipment is themed. The shield is themed. And man, the theme goes a long way. And this is another thing. They use the environment for the Easter egg, and that is just one of the things that I value so much. They use the environment to its advantage, and especially with an environment as rich as a Greek mythology Delphi. That is so great that they decided to use the environment in such a way that is super engaging. But that is going to conclude completing every single Black Ops 4 Easter egg in one video. And leave a like if you enjoyed this video. This is going to be quite a long one, about an hour and 40 minutes. But I had a lot of fun doing this. And please let me know what I should do next. Of course, I'm going to be doing Aether next. But I'm also eyeing that Infinite Warfare. I have never done any of those Easter eggs in Infinite Warfare. But I'm excited to maybe get along those, especially if you guys are pretty anxious to see that and want to see me try that for the first time as well. And thank you guys for all watching. I hope that you guys all made it to this part of the video, and I'll see you guys next time.